When we speak about foreign employment sector, we are not speaking about policies, statistics, or foreign exchange figures. We are speaking about people to people. It's about the mother who wakes before sunrise, kisses her children goodbye, and boards a flight into uncertainty, carrying only her hope and her courage. It's about a father who sacrifices years of presence in his children's lives so that he can send money home for their education and their future. It's about a young man who, after years of struggle, acquires a new skill, leaves a foreign employment, and dreams not only of building a modest house for his family, but also of returning with knowledge to give back to his community. Every single dollar that enters Sri Lanka as remittances carries within it a story of sacrifice, of endurance, and of love. As Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Employment, I carry these truths as my guiding light. Every measure we introduce, every reform we debate, must recognize that migration is not an economic phenomenon. It is a human journey, one of risk, of hope, and of dignity. It is under the leadership of President Andrakumara Dissanayake and the guidance of our Minister Vijitha Herath that we are committed to ensuring that this journey is safe, orderly, and regular, and above all, that it uplifts the dignity of Sri Lankan workers. When a Sri Lankan worker leaves for overseas employment, it is not a light decision. It is rarely made out of luxury or leisure. More often, it is born of necessity but also of deep hope. Families pool their savings, sometimes even take loans in order to send a loved one abroad. A mother may mortgage her jewelry, a father may sell a piece of land, and children may bid farewell not knowing when their parent will return. Behind each stamped passport is a child anxiously awaiting a phone call at night, a spouse carrying both the work of the field and the care of the home, and elderly parents who pray every morning and every evening for the safe return of their son or daughter. If we reduce this to mere statistics, if we reduce human sacrifice to numbers, we not only fail as policy makers, but we also dehumanize the very people whose sweat sustains our economy. That is why, as a ministry, we commit to seeing beyond numbers, to always place the worker and the family at the center of migration policy. The first pillar of our vision is safety. Safety begins before departure. It means protecting workers from fraudulent recruitment agencies, forged documents, and false promises. It means every worker must receive accurate information, proper training, and a verified contact that guarantees their rights. It also means strengthening pre-departure programs and that are not merely mechanical training sessions but people-centered initiatives that prepare workers for the realities of their new environments, teaching them about their rights, workplace expectations, cultural adaptations, and available channels of assistance. Safety continues during employment abroad. Here, dignity is the core of safety. Workers must not be invisible in their workplaces. They must have access to embassies, labor officers, and welfare hotlines whenever they face difficulties. They must be insured, supported, and given legal recourse when rights are violated. This is why we are revamping our hotline system with modern technology. While a 24-hour hotline is already exist, it must be made more efficient, more responsive, and more people-friendly. No worker should feel helpless when they dial for help. Finally, safety must continue upon return. Too many returnees arrive with savings but no guidance. Often their hard-earned money slips away without building a foundation for the future. That is why reintegration support is so important. Financial guidance, scholarships for children, skills recognition, and pathways to local employment entrepreneurship. Safety, therefore, is not one-time intervention. It is a lifelong promise before departure, during employment, and upon return. The second pillar is order. For decades, workers have faced corruption, inefficiency, and uncertainty. Long queues, unclear procedures, and middlemen who prey on desperation destroy trust in the system. We must change this, because this government has a mandate of the system change, so it is our duty. Order means a transparent, simple, and fair process. It means that a worker can register quickly, receive approvals without harassment, and access services without exploitations. Order also means planning for the families. It is not enough that remittances arrive. They must be guided into sustainable futures, into education, housing, entrepreneurship. This is why we are integrating welfare schemes with financial literacy and investment advice, helping families to transform remittance into long-term progresses. When the process is orderly, workers and families feel secure and trust in government is restored. The third pillar is regularity. Irregular migration is dangerous. It places workers outside legal systems, exposing them to exploitation, trafficking, and abuse. It leaves them without protection. That is why this ministry is strengthening legal pathways, ensuring that recruitment agencies are closely monitored and holding frequent dialogues with them so that they function effectively without exploitation. A special investigation unit working with the police has been tasked with pursuing fraudulent bodies, trafficking networks, and exploitative practices. When migration is regular, workers are not ghosts without rights. They are visible, legal, and protected. Colleagues, no reforms will endure in corruption if corruption persists. For years, corruption has poisoned the foreign employment sector. Bribes for family background certificates, exploitation in insurance schemes, misuse of duty-free allowances, lavish propaganda events at the cost of workers' contributions, quota abuse that favored the privileged over the deserving. This betrayal of trust cannot continue. Today, we are taking strong measures against corruption. Cases have been filed, inquiries launched, and investigation pursued. This message is clear. The sweat and sacrifice of our workers are too sacred to be tainted by corruption. Welfare is not a favor. It is the rightful due of those who sustain our economy. This is why we are expanding welfare in meaningful ways. New worker-centric insurance scheme. We listen to the grievances of families whose claims were denied or delayed. The new model ensures transparency, accessibility, and speed. And the next one is pension schemes. For the first time, migrant workers will be guaranteed dignity in retirement. We are coming up with a very lucrative program in accordance with the laws, and as well as with proper coordination with other line agencies. Their years of toil will translate into security in old age. And also, the President Fund support. For the first time in our history, the President's Fund has been extended to the foreign employment sector. This means that families of workers in dangerous sectors, when struck by crisis, can now receive the direct support. Especially to make it more simple, if a worker overseas is finding some difficulties, or maybe injured, or maybe dead, or maybe any unexpected circumstances occurs, that person is eligible to apply, or their family members are eligible to apply to seek financial assistance in order to continue the education of their children. So what was done seen as a distant reserve has become a fund of the common people. These measures are about recognition that the labor of our workers is not temporary but a permanent contribution to our nation. And also, we should talk about the institutional reforms. Our reform is also institutional. Too often, labor attaches were appointed abroad without the skills or knowledge to assist workers. Many workers found themselves ignored or unsupported. We got many complaints. We have recalled such unqualified appointments, and we are to replace them with professionals from the labor field or the foreign employment field. Individuals who understand contracts, rights, and welfare. At home, our foreign employment development officers are being empowered through a care plan, concessionary motorbike loans, and digital tablets are enabling them to reach communities quickly, file cases digitally, and serve workers more effectively. So there will be a package that will be coming soon, and which will be helpful to our workers, with the DOs especially. When institutions are strengthened, workers feel the difference. So this is one of our main plan, because we have to strengthen the organization. And also we should not forget about digitalization, because digitalization is something really important, and this government's target is to digitalize all the ministries. So wherein the foreign employment sector is also one of the the key sector. The future of foreign employment management is digital, as we all of us know. Workers will soon be able to register online, because I feel that there are even shortcomings, and so we are trying our level best to make it full digitalized. Apply for welfare electronically and submit complaints instantly from anywhere in the world. So we are looking forward to certain solutions that will be enabling our workers to directly communicate. Families will be able to track applications without stepping into an office, because one of the challenges that we faced while checking on the hotline system, because there is no follow-up procedure. So now we are planning to introduce a serial number code, wherein if a complaint is done, the next of kin or even the worker itself can use that number or the code to trace where the documents are or what is the real solution. So this is more than modernization, it is about dignity. It's about ending queues, eliminating middlemen, and ensuring fairness. Digitalization will make services faster, more transparent, and truly people-centered. And the final pillar of reform is law. We feel that there are loopholes, there's a need for adequate changes to be done. we are drafting a new Foreign Employment Act. The current legal frameworks are outdated, patchwork, and inadequate. The new act will protect migrant workers at every stage of migration. Clearly, regulate recruitment, training, and welfare, define responsibilities of the government, agencies, and employers, institutionalize pensions, insurance, and reintegration support. This act is not a cosmetic reform, it will be the foundation of a dignified foreign employment sector, modern, comprehensive, and just. So we are trying our level best to change the name, because so far the act that we have is SLBFE, the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau Act of 1985, right? Yeah. So we are trying our level best to introduce a new act, repealing the SLBFE Act, and the new act we are planning to name it as Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Act, which will be more broader and wider. Excellencies, the foreign employment sector is not only about economic pillars, it's about human lives. It's about the mother who hums a lullaby to her child through a crackling phone line at night. It's about a father who misses his daughter's first steps but faithfully wires his earphones at home. It's about the young worker who dreams of returning not just with savings but with the knowledge and skills to build his country. Our duty is to honor these stories, to ensure migration is safe, orderly, and regular. To build systems that are transparent, dignified, and free from corruption, to transform sacrifice into progress for families, for communities, and for the nation. Under the leadership of our President Andrakumar Disanayake and the guidance of Minister Vijitha Herath, and with the extraordinary support of all of our colleagues, I am confident that we will build a foreign employment sector that Sri Lanka can be proud of. Before I close, let me extend my best wishes to all the participants of this workshop. Your engagement is vital as we pursue an integrated and systematic approach for the development of migrant worker families. I also wish to record my special thanks to our valued partners, the Government of New Zealand. Thank you, Excellency. The International Organization for Migration, the ICMPD, our government agents and divisional secretaries, and especially my colleagues in my ministry. Your commitment and support give strength to our mission. Allow me to end with these words. A nation is measured not by the wealth it holds, but by the way it protects those who labor for it. I repeat, a nation is measured not by the wealth it holds, but by the way it protects those who labor for it. Our workers carry Sri Lanka on their shoulders. Our duty is to ensure that they never walk alone. Thank you very much.